don't know whether to hate you or thank you.
For what?
Thank you so much for this wonderful award. It is really an honor to be recognized in such distinguished company. We don't have television reception in our apartment. We only have a flat screen that we can watch DVDs and videos on. But the one network that seems to have gotten in under the radar through its sheer quality is Nickelodeon. Our son Charlie knows and loves Dora. Our son Samantha knows and loves Fairly Odd Parents. The other day, out of the blue, Charlie demanded a subscription to Nick Jr. magazine. And when we're looking for a tape to put in, the one thing that the 6-year-old, the 12-year-old, the 41 and 42-year-old can all agree on is that they would like to see another SpongeBob episode. So my hat is off to Seema Zargami. You've won. Laura Linney and I have known each other for probably 15 years, and truly, there is no one whose performances and whose career choices I admire and envy more. I also have a special kinship with her because we both played First Ladies on HBO, so I feel a little like Eleanor and Abigail are here in spirit today. And my girlfriend, Christine, is a community organizer. And you might remember that community organizers were given a bit of a bashing at the Republican National Convention this August, as if they were somehow sleazy or suspect, the kind of this year's version of being a card-carrying member of the ACLU. And then we went to the Emmy Awards, where Laura won for her portrayal of Abigail Adams. And she said in closing that her award will always make her remember this wonderful project and the community organizers like John Adams who founded our country. And I thought, touché, elegant, eloquent, she is not a writer's daughter for nothing. And I have to say that it is a special thrill for me to be getting this award alongside Linda Kaplan-Thaler. Linda Kaplan-Thaler was my grade school music teacher. And after she left the school to go work for J. Walter Thompson, I think, well, I guess not quite yet, I missed her so much that my mother enlisted her to teach me the piano for a few years. And then later, when I was 12, she gave me, as you saw, my first television performing gig singing a song that she wrote and won a Clio for an ABC children's special. I adored Ms. Kaplan, which is still how I have to think of her. And whenever I'm asked to consider what drama teacher inspired me the most when I was a young person, she always wins hands down. You may know her from I Don't Want to Grow Up, I'm a Toys R Us Kid jingle, but I can still sing a number of songs from the environmental musical she wrote, and we performed in 1974 at PS 158. The following lyrics she wrote to the tune of that old 1920s chestnut, By the Sea, by the Sea, by the Beautiful Sea. By the sea, by the sea, by the garbage dump sea. You and me, oh how dirty we'll be. See the cans, they come rolling in, tons and tons of tin. They'll tear your skin to pieces, how the masses of glass glisten in with the sand. Chicken bones, cherry stones, but not a trace of a clam. We'll have to beat a fast retreat, never meet beside the seaside, by the garbage dump sea. So you see, I feel like I'm getting my Muse Award with 3 of my own muses. This has been an interesting year to be a woman, in politics, in entertainment, and in the world. We have taken some big steps forward this year, but there have also been reminders that glass ceilings remain and that backlashes inevitably seem to accompany our advances. In my own personal corner of the world, this year was a lot about the release of Sex and the City, the movie. A smash hit, no question. It had an opening weekend of $57 million, the highest grossing debut ever for a movie starring women, and women over 40 at that. A home run, you say? Absolutely. But you can't imagine how beat up all of us got in the midst of our success. Movie critics, the vast majority of whom are men, gave us such a reaming in the press they sounded more like they were indicting an ex-girlfriend than evaluating a movie. It really felt angry and personal. Many civilian males reacted similarly. I was walking along the street not very long ago when a guy yelled at me out of a truck, "Your movie sucked!" There was an article in Newsweek called Sexism and Sex and the City that examined this phenomenon. It explained how the viewership of our film was overwhelmingly female, yet twice as many men as women logged on to the Internet Movie Database to grade the film and grade it as one of the year's worst. Even the site itself acknowledges that this was puzzling. As the Newsweek article asks, why did twice the number of men vote on and trash a movie they aren't going to see? It's like the guys stuffed the ballot box against the girls. And the backlash didn't start with the movie's release, it predated it. One of the main reasons it took so long to actually make the film in the first place was that the people in charge of greenlighting it were skeptical that it could make any money. Now, while I don't think that female executives are infallible, I do think that if we had more women making the decisions about what gets made, this would not have been the case. Women executives would not need to have it explained to them that women are not a special interest group, but are in fact more than half the population. And if you build us a movie, we will come. Last year, only 5 of the top 50 films had major roles for women. And only 15% of the top directors, producers, writers, cinematographers, and editors are female. And that is why New York women in film and television is so important. Because we've come a long way, baby. But we've still got a long way to go. We need to support each other and fight for each other. We all need to be in there pitching for ourselves and for each other. As an actress, I need women executives who are going to develop and greenlight those movies where the women's roles amount to more than a single two-dimensional wife or girlfriend. As an actress, I need those women writers and directors to help me bring to life heroines and villainesses whose stories I want to tell. Next month, I'm going into rehearsal for a play called Distracted about a woman who has a child with ADD. It was written by Lisa Loomer. And if you saw it without knowing that, I think you could still recognize that the voice talking to you was a feminine one. We just sound different. I have a table full of friends and family here with me today, many of whom are my muses, including my mother, who is my first muse. My Uber muse, the one who inspired and encouraged and supported me to be everything I could be. She always taught me that I come from a long line of strong women and, not incidentally, working women. Her own mother was the eldest girl of 12 children, 5 boys and 7 girls. And while my grandmother let the boys fend for themselves, she was a fierce mother hen when it came to her sisters. She was born in 1892 in the rural Ozarks, and she made many sacrifices to see to it that not only she, but each of her 6 sisters graduated from college. An amazing feat. an amazing feat in that time and in that place. And I think of that as a metaphor for the ways in which women can and do help each other get up and get out, to seek opportunity but not leave our sisters behind when we do, because we're going to need them there when we get to where we're going. So thank you to my muses, Anne, Christine, Emily, Claudia, Beth, Aviva, Becca, Joanne, Jill, Brandy, and yes, Mark and David, for being here today, for inspiring me and guiding me and loving me. And thanks to New York Women in Film and Television for this wonderful award. I will treasure it.